Hello and welcome to an Everquest level 100 heroic necromancer guide getting started kind of thing here. So I've already created the character. Like if you've watched any of my other ones, it's probably like the first 10 minutes is me setting up these hotbars and clearing all the hotbars and stuff. So what we have is a heroic necromancer. I haven't done anything with it except generate the character and set up the UI a little bit. I got rid of that stuff. If you want to know how I've done this, watch I think any of the other heroic character video guides on the channel and you will see exactly how I did that. First things first, click the horse, the mount here. Let's click that. That'll give us, make this a little bit easier to see. That'll give us the Mount Blessing Beza buff. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put it on my bar right here and the equal sign. That's just where I put it on all my characters. You can put it wherever you want, but I'm not going to be mounted for most of this. So we got that. Let's go ahead and we need to click all our items to get the AA bonuses from all that. So let's go ahead and do that. What is going on here? There it is. All right. Should all click. Just see all the AAs going here. You'll see some buffs over on the buff bar over here, and I'll go through some of those here in a second. Just make sure we get everything clicked. And we should be good to go. I think rings are all that's left. There we go, and then I'm going to also enable auto grant. And if we move some of this stuff around so we can actually see, let's move the extended target up here. I like it right there. Here, I gotta get rid of all these stupid things. I wish you could just dismiss them all because I mean, I have a lot of characters. I don't need to see this on every single character, honestly. And some of this stuff's not even valid anymore. All right, there we go, and we'll move the song window over here because it's not as important as the buff bar. All right, so you'll see that we got Shadow Knowledge permanent, Shadow Defense permanent. You can go ahead and click those off. They're just wasting buff slots. Shadow of the Meridian, Shadow of Expanding Mind, Shadow Endurance. Those can be clicked off. Geomantra IX, so Geomantra 9. I think that is on this earring, yeah. This is a buff, so this is a clicky we want to keep. We're just going to go ahead and put that right there on our bar. I don't think I did that on any of the other videos, but it is what it is. So it started with a what you call it here, a cleric mercenary, which is good because that's what we want. We're going to want to get a pet up real quick. One, I want to see if I can summon a pet without bone chips, because I did not get any bone chips when making the character. So let's see if we even need bone chips in our bag to even summon one. Yeah, so right away you can't even make your pet. So to get bone chips, you're gonna have to go to like a newbie zone. So you're gonna have to leave this zone to do that. For the sake of the video, I already put bone chips in my bank. Let's see here, summon personal banker. So that is a shortfall. You might be able to buy them from over here. There is a merchant that sells malachite for the mages and stuff, but I don't know if it sells anything else. General supplies. If it sells bone chips, that's kind of overpowered actually. No bone chips, so yeah, there's the malachite. So that is, there might be a vendor here that does sell them, but I'm not aware of it. So we're just going to go on the sense that, did that. Did I summon? No, I didn't summon him yet. Let's go ahead and get the banker here. So I'm going to have the platinum. When you create a heroic character, you get like 20,000 platinum or something like that by default. And since I'm just literally deleting the same heroic character over and over again to make the different ones instead of buying 13 different heroic characters, I'm doing it that way. So let's go ahead. Clicked it off, I guess. So the first thing we're going to do is set up a buff spells. So I haven't even looked at the spells yet to kind of see what we're doing, but we're going to go with the highest level pet. We're going to go with, let's see here. We're going to want Forsaken. And I'll kind of explain some of these here in a second. I'm just trying to see what I can find. Banshee Aura, not so important. And Combat Initiates, and we're going to leave those off. Let's see here. Visibility, don't care. I hate floating, so I'm not going to turn that on. Melee Guard, probably put that on there. We're going to want Shielding, Shield of the Dauntless. We're going to want Rune, Zombie Skin. We're going to put that on the main bar too. And Shield of Fate's already there. Don't care about that. Don't care about that. I think that's good for buffs there. We're going to want a Pet Haste buff. We're going to want those. We'll go on to the other one. Sanction Ally. I'm going to put that on the other bar, because I think it's a short duration one if I remember right. And I think that's it, right? We don't have any auras, right? Yeah, we have the spheres. Everything else is not that. So Unearthed Assassin is our level 100 pet. Go ahead and click him once you get bone chips. If you don't have bone chips, you can also use Throne of Heroes to get back to Plane of Knowledge. You can also use maybe Origin. I don't know what the origin. Yeah, my Origin is Crescent Reach, so you can go to Crescent Reach. There are skeletons there, so you might be able to melee one down or something like that. All right, we're gonna want Forsaken side. So this is our conversion. This will turn us into a skeleton, as you can see. And it will drain our health. I don't know if we'll be able to see it here, but it will drain the health if you watch that and give us mana back. And one of our earrings, this one here, is Tiny Companion, so we can shrink our pet. There we go. Get him nice and tiny, because I don't like big pets. All right, we're going to do Shield of Fate. So this is a absorb magic damage. For lots of values there, so it's just kind of an extra little buff we can put on. Shield of the Dauntless is our self HP buff. This will give us increased hit points, armor, and magical resistance. What are we at? We're at 75,000 hit points right now. Zombie Skin. This gives us a 22,000 point self rune and mana regen. I always keep that up. And then Sigil of the Sundered is a pet haste buff. Make sure your pet is hasted. You'll see that I always forget to do that. So we'll just call this one buffs, save it there, and we can go ahead and clear it out. There we go. All right. So spell-wise, how do I want to do this? This is really the good question, right? Now, let me see what we got here. Yeah, I don't see that. So we're going to go ahead and start with our dots here. So I think Pyre is the first one I want. Yeah, Dread Pyre. And then we're going to want... what? I don't even see it. Corscathling? I don't even know how I can't even read it. I can't tell if that's an L or a T. Another fire one is what that is. Let's see here. We're gonna want... So what do we got magic wise? So I'm not gonna do the wounds. I know that's probably gonna get some comments about that. I don't really like wounds. I don't find things last exactly that long. In most cases. Alright, we're gonna want Let's see here. Poison ones. So we're going to get Venom. And then we're going to get Pallid Haze. That's the second one. These all stack. So that's kind of... You got to pay attention to that. And I'll show that here in a second. We're going to grab... disease now, I think. So decay and grip. Yeah, ignore the swift ones. I personally don't like swift dots, but you might have an experience better than I did, so you might like those. We might have an AA snare, so I'm not going to worry about that right this moment, but if we don't, trying to see what we have. And there should be one more. Pyre of the Forsaken. I think that's the next one, right? Yeah, that's the next one. Alright, so that's 3 fire dots. Yeah, perfect. Alright, and now we want to get some extra, some utility on our bar here. I just need to double check to make sure we get the root, pestilent paralysis. And we do have that, so I don't need a memo root. That's all we're going to need. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we can do miscellaneous-wise. So Sanction Ally. Let's take a look at... yeah, this will give our pet a life tap proc. So he'll steal life and kind of heal himself. Doesn't really do too much damage, but... any little bit helps. We're going to be running the healer merc, so I'm not going to really worry about healing myself. I shouldn't need to, honestly. But we'll see how this goes. Without having everything set up like from level 1, it's a little bit of a challenge. All right, I'm going to put it right here just because that's how where I keep it on my other characters on Nomagard. So I can kind of remember some of the stuff. And we're going to grab a pet heal. Let's go ahead and grab a pet heal just in case. My intention is to root rot, and just in case that fails, we're going to have a backup plan. All right. So I'm going to leave this last spell slot empty for right now. So let's just go ahead and save this, add new spell. Just call it DPS or something like that. So I don't know what AAs are available right now to a level 100 Necro. So gotta kind of look and see real quick. And then we'll go over spells just to make sure all this line makes sense. All right, Companion's Aegis. We're gonna put that in number 2. So I use an MMO mouse for everything, and it's a 12-button mouse. I'll do a video on it at some point, most likely, but it's 12 buttons, and I have 9 of those mapped right here. I did map all of them. And then, so that's, like if I hit the numpad, right? And then if I hit shift numpad, I get these ones here. And then 1 through equal sign up here is the default. And then control 1's an IS boxer thing I have set up for all my characters where I put a follow button when I'm using IS Boxer. So first things first, we're going to get Death's Effigy and put it in Shift 5. Death's Effigy is a instantly feign death and evade combat. So we're going to put that there. We're going to put Death Peace, which is feign death, right there. So if we hit... your silly mouse. Software's not working right now. Alright, so I'll fix that. There we go. Maybe there's lag going on. What is going on? Yeah, I'm getting a pretty good lag. So it was that. So let's stand up. So there we go. It wasn't the mouse. It was the lag. It was the lag spike. There we go. So this feign death. You just drop to the ground and you lose aggro. And control S to stand back up. Alright, so let's start up here at the top. Bind Affinity is a utility spell. We're going to put that in the yellow. I code these things by color and by usage. So red is a offensive / burn kind of skill. Green is a defensive / healing kind of spell. Yellow is I'm saying spell, but their abilities. Yellow is a utility kind of generic, whatever, and then these are just extra bars if we need them. So Cloak of Shadows will turn us invisible. I think this one's not insta cast, I don't think. Yeah, it's close to instant. It's the same as if you ever played the game before. You played a Necromancer, there's a helmet you can get in Kunark that is instacast and viz. So, all right, Companion Aegis. This will kind of give your pet I don't know why I put it over there. Give the pet a shield, so you can absorb 18,000 per hit. So it's pretty nice. I'm gonna put it actually right there. Companion's Discipline. This doesn't really do much as activated. I think it just moves them around, right? If I like click it, it's just gonna move him. So he's like, he did something. I don't know. It doesn't do much. It's not as useful for me. Maybe it relocates him. I think that's what it actually says, right? Companion's relocation. I've never used it personally, but it exists. Companion's Fortification, just like Aegis, but this is a longer buff, and it also, as a passive, increases the base health of your pet and avoidance, so it makes him buffer. So as you put more points into there, the pet gets stronger. Same with this one, but this is the offensive version for the pet. This is Companion's Fury. It will kind of buff up your pet offensively, and has a passive and an active to it. Companion's Intervening Divine Aura. I've never used it. It's a thing, but I don't use it. It just makes them invulnerable, and typically I'd rather just have the pet die, because it's gonna get me killed if I'm wasting time trying to cast that. Companion Suspension. This will suspend the pet so that you have no pet, and then you can call that pet back. It's useful at times, but I don't use it very much. Let's see here. Dead Man Floating. This is just an AA ability of the spell. Just if we click it right. Perfected Dead Man Floating. We float now. And there's a whole bunch of buffs on this. It's like breathe water, water breathing, levitation, poison resistance, and see invis. So it's a nice spell. I hate floating. And I think I already covered Death Peace and Death's Effigy. Encroaching Darkness is the snare, so this will slow mobs down. I'm gonna put that on 1. Eradicate Magic, we do have it, so this is a dispel. This will take off damage, shields, or buffs on your target. Let's go ahead and put that like right there. Focum. I always skip all the words. Focus Arcanium. This is a kind of a resist modifier spell. I put it in the burn category just because you're gonna want to click it then. Forced Rejuvenation refreshes spells. I put it there. Gate is a utility spell. Just teleports you back to your bind. In my case, Shard's Landing. Group Perfected Invisibility just turns your whole group invis to undead. Harm Shield turns you invulnerable. We're gonna put that right there. Innate Invis Undead, same as the group one. I think you just get it at a lower level, but this is self only. I don't even bother putting them both on the bar. I only put one of them. Levant is a self-only teleport that will teleport you in a zone. So if we look here, if you have the maps installed, I have a video on maps. If you don't know how to get them installed, it'll show most of that. But when you hit Levant or Succor or Egress, whatever the name of it is, or whatever level, it'll take you to the Succor point in each zone. So I'm right here. If I click it, it'll take me down here to the zone to City of Bronze. So it's very handy for getting across zones. It's really you can also use it to get out of combat. So mass group buff, not so useful, but you know, you can mass group buff Dead Man Floating. So that's pretty much the only use for that. Min Companion. This is a pet heal. Let's go ahead and put that right there. Pestilent Paralysis is a great spell. This is our root that we're going to be using. So I'm going to go ahead and put it... I'm going to put it right here for right now. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it. I can't remember how I have it set up on Gnome Regard. Silent casting just lowers our aggro. We're going to put that in the burn section. Spell casting subtlety. This, we're going to go ahead and train that. This makes us take less aggro when we do damage. So in our case, it's not going to matter too much, but something just to keep in mind. Summon Companion. This will summon our pet to us if he's off doing whatever he wants to do. Like, watch. Where is my pet? There it is. So here's our pet. We can kind of control him. So if we tell him to guard right here, right? So he's not following me now. I can do Summon Companion. He instantly comes to me and then runs back to his guard location. We're gonna also, while we're right here with the pet, we're going to get G-Hold and Bane. So G-Hold, so we're gonna tell him to follow. G-Hold will make him not do anything unless I tell him to do something. So unless I tell him attack, he won't do anything. And I'm gonna go ahead and hold down that, and I'm going to put pet attack right there on my numpad 1, just so I don't have to like click the button. Summon corpse. So this isn't a big deal now, but back in the old days, you died and you lost all your stuff on your corpse, and you had to summon it back. So it is what it is there. Let's see here. Summon remains. Same thing as some corpse, just summons another corpse back. Tranquil Blessing, same as Master Buff. And Whisper Wind is a utility spell. Put that next to Levant. It just teleports us forward. You know, what is that? 300 feet? So we were over there. And we'll just teleport right back over there. There we go. Pretty nice. It's good for evading. Getting through zones faster. I don't use it as much as I probably should. Alright, now we're getting into the good stuff. Blood Magic. So this will cause our spells to take our life instead of mana. And short duration, but it is definitely a great spell. I'm going to go ahead and move these right here. I almost need another bar. See, Cascade of Decay. This is a passive ability. Just adds another dot to our spells. Convergence. This is our resurrection. So we can resurrect in combat. Keep in mind, in combat we can resurrect for 93% experience back. I think next rank's 96. No, it doesn't go up. Just lowers the reuse time. But it takes an Essence Emerald, so you have to sacrifice somebody to get one of those. Dead Mesmerization. This is a utility spell. It will allow you to mesmerize dead. Death Bloom. Now this is, if you know from the, if I explained it well enough in the Shaman video, Shamans get Cannibalize, which is a spell you cast it, takes health, gives you mana, right? Death Bloom continuously takes health, just like Lich, the skeleton form we're in, but it lasts and it does massively more amounts of damage. So let's go ahead and hotkey this. I'm gonna put it right here. So this is one of my favorite spells. I'm gonna go ahead and click it, and you watch my health just, it should go down pretty quick. Yeah, so 9% a tick. Now I have the mercenary, so she'll keep me up, but if you're not healing yourself, you're gonna have problems. So keep that in mind. Dire Charm. This is it's kind of a two-factor charm spell. So if the monster is less than 46, it's permanently charmed. You get a pet. Useless at this level, in my opinion, but at 60 or 59, when you get this during Planes of Power, it's actually pretty good because there's certain mobs you can charm that are better than your pet at that time. But for normal mobs that are your current, your level, You get a permanently, not a permanent, but I think it's 6 minutes. Yeah, it says 6 minutes right here. Charm. So you don't have to worry about it breaking for 6 minutes. You can do some pretty cool stuff with that. Dying Grasp. So this will drain pet from your target and heal you. So this is kind of a offensive heal spell. So it's kind of nice. I'm going to put it right there. Embalmer's Carapars. I can't say it. This is just another rune. We're going to put that like right there. And a rune is just like a shield that absorbs the damage before you take the damage. See here, this is a cure, so we're gonna put that one right there. Embalmer's Decay. Fear Storm, this will fear mobs. I don't ever use this. I don't think it even works on higher level mobs. I've never tried. See here, Flesh to Bone turns meat into bone chips. Could be useful. Funeral Pyre, this is a burn. This just makes our dots do more damage. Gathering Dusk, this will... What does this do? It does more damage, so let's go ahead and put it on the bar. I don't think I have that on Nomercard's bar. So, see here, Gift of the Grave. Incoming damage. Alright, so let's turn that on. I don't know why it's not on. That just absorbs more damage, but you can see we took a lot of damage there from the Blood Death Bloom. Hand of Death. This is another modifier to our damage over time spells. For the burn category, it's a like 8-minute reuse. Heretic's Twin Cast, so this will make our dots twin cast. So it's pretty nice. We want to get a lot of damage out. Life Burn. Now, I don't use this very often, if at all. It used to like take most of your health. Yeah, it does. So it's 75% of your health, and then deals 100% of that as damage. Then does 1500 damage every 6 seconds and blesses you with recourse, which heals you for 1500 seconds. So I mean, it's a burn, obviously, right? But I don't know, it's more risk than I like to take sometimes. Miracle Torment. Reduce your cast time on spells. For that, I'm going to put it there. Mortifier's Unity. So this is a we should only have that one yet, but it casts our self buffs, right? We'll get this. Technically, we'll get it when we zone because I have auto grant on, but we don't have it right now. Reluctant Benevolence. Whenever you life tap, it will heal the group. I always leave it on, so it's a nice little thing to have. Rest the Dead is a undead lull. So if there's multiple undead, you can lull one of them and solo pull it. Necros are the enchanters of the undead, if you will. They can do quite a bit. See here, Rise of Bones. This is summons 3 skeletons to attack for you. Scent of Thule. This is a resist debuff. We're gonna go ahead and put that. We're gonna put that somewhere useful. I'll put it like right here, because we're gonna want to cast that. Spire of Necromancy. This is our burn ability. Increases our damage by 21%. Like, it's just lots of buffs to our damage, so it's really good. Swarm of Decay. This will summon 3 skeleton archers. The other one, Rise Bones, Dead Warriors, and Wake the Dead. So if there's corpses nearby, this spell doesn't really work well with the modern advanced looting because the corpses go away pretty quick. But if there's a corpse on the ground, you can summon it. You can make it come back to life, and it's a pretty nice little spell. Let's go ahead and put it just like right there. All right, so that is all our AA abilities, like covered, right? So lots of burns. Some of these, lots of utility, and then some pet stuff, right? So let's go over here. I'm gonna go ahead and start putting spells on the bar, and I like to go top to bottom, kind of like this. And now the problem I'm gonna run into is I don't know the times on these spells, and that's something that I've like figured it out on Nomergard. So for Nomergard, it's like one of these pyres, I don't know which one it is, one of those, termination, whatever, I think it's annihilation at 120, I can't remember the name, and then the poisons, and then the disease, and then the last fire. But I'm just gonna put all of them kind of like this, and it's not gonna really matter at all. I mean, we have 9 dots on the bar. There's not gonna be if something goes wrong, well, it's on me, right? See here, and then we're gonna want mending. Just put that right there. So let's make sure that works. Mending on the pet, just in case. I don't plan on doing it that way, but I think we're good to go to actually actually kill something at this point. 31 minutes in. Let's go. All right, so I always go over to this area right over here where the snakes are. Now, snakes are pretty easy. It's not a difficult... This isn't difficult. This is not a difficult zone as I thought it was. I was able to come here at 95 with my monk and destroy everything. So it's not difficult. But the gear is like the gear from the zone almost. It's not that great. All right, so there's our first snake. What we're going to do is we're going to pull it with snare. So 1, and then we're going to immediately pestilence it. There we go, and then we're going to start doing dots. So 1, or 2, 3, 4, and I don't know how many dots it's going to take to kill this thing, but termination. And then we're getting into venom, and we're gonna get into haze, and what do we got here? 2 disease dots, so 8. Let's make this bar a little bit bigger here, and there we go. That thing is dead. So I'm gonna go ahead and death bloom, and then I'm gonna go ahead and grab a tap, duration tab, dark leech. We're gonna keep that up. Right, yeah, that one's dead. So not much to do with him. We got a ring too. So let's go over here. Necromancer is the best solo class in the game, in my opinion. Everybody has their own opinion, I guess, on this, but the answer is Necromancer. And it might show that I play a Necromancer, right? So that kind of might go through here. You're seeing me do all, you know, like I know pretty much everything to do. Like some of these I don't know, but most part I know what I'm doing. And like I mean, I didn't even synthethul this one. 8 and 9. And just synthethul it for the sake of doing it. All right, what do we got over here? There's no mobs. I feel like there's some mobs missing here. All right, we'll go with tainted feather. Yeah, all the mobs are missing. Oh, all right. So here's a case. There's 2 mobs here, right? So I'm going to use the pet for this one. So I'm gonna pestilence this one. All right, pet's up there. He's got dead man floating. I was like, where'd he go? All right, I'm gonna let the pet deal with that one for right now. These are relatively weak mobs, so oh, there's a group over there. That's why. So since they're relatively weak, there's like 0 threat to us, right? So I can go ahead and just get this guy dotted up. While we're waiting, I'm gonna go ahead and blood magic for just to do it. 7. All right, so that guy's gonna die. Let's go ahead and go over here and start dotting this guy up. This is why I like a Necromancer, right? You can multi-dot, and that means you can dot multiple creatures at the same time while you're fighting. And with this, you know, pestilence, pest paralysis, right? It lasts for a good while. And you can see here the pet can take these pretty well. Not much issue. So, there we go. We got both of those killed. We're getting... those were terrible experience, but... let's go over here. Okay, we're gonna have to find a place to hunt. Mount up. Try something different. Looks like there's a guy right here. But the Necromancer, like... there's more to it, right? And I don't cover macros. I don't cover any of that stuff in this series. Like, if you're interested in the macros, right? You know, check out my videos on the each of the classes, right? Like I'll have like a 95, you know, shaman video, and then that's like full of all the shaman related things, right? And I'll show all my hotkeys and all that stuff. So like, I don't think I've done one for the Necromancer, honestly, but I probably will. But my Necromancer is 120 right now, so there we go. And I'm gonna go ahead and Dark Leech this guy, and then grip him. That'll just give me a little extra healing. I don't think I need it, but doesn't hurt, right? So this pestilent paralysis, the timer goes down, so you can use it more often. And since it's the only route I have up right now, I'm kind of waiting for that. Now let's do this, right? So there's our pet. Let's send our pet in there on that. Let's see. Let's look. This is his life right here. Let's see how bad he gets destroyed. I don't know if he will have issues or not, but let's go ahead and do Companion's Aegis. Give him a little bit of a little help right there, right? Let's do Sanction Ally, so that gives him the life tap that we talked about, right? And... alright, he's doing okay. Now, I like the pet tank, personally. Root rotting, pet tanking, those are my two favorite ways to play Necro. I used to be able to fear kite, where you would be, you'd snare the mob and then cast the fear abilities on it, but I think they, at some point nerfed those fear spells, because they don't really work very well anymore. But there we go, he's dead. Alright, let's get this one. Oh, look at this guy. He came and got us. But that's fine. Our rune absorb the damage. Always make sure you keep that rune up and recast it, right? So there we go. Zombie skin. We did that during combat, but doesn't matter. There we go. Termination. And then just go through all your dots. Your damage over time spells. And 8. And 9. I think that's all of them. There we go. I was hoping a named would be up, but it seems like there's a bunch of people here right now. So this guy's dead. Let's get this one. So what we're going to do is we're going to send the pet over there. Oh, we got another ring, but we can't loot it. Nice ring, but unfortunate. It's lore, and we can't loot it. There we go. So let's go ahead and get this guy dotty dot. Sent to Thule. And so one thing you can do, right? You know how I got attacked there a second ago by the mob when I ran a little close to it. So I'm gonna death piece and immediately stand back up and then keep dotting. And that should lower my aggro. I don't know where the aggro bar is. It should be shown up. Aggro meter, there we go. So you can kind of see it. We have 29% aggro, 100% on the pet. So let's throw a heal on the pet. And then let's re-sanction him. Let's Death Bloom. And there we go. Dead. Alright. And let's go here. Snare. Now, this works pretty well, the way we're doing it right now, where we're not even rooting it. We're just letting the pet do his thing. And that's because of the mercenary, right? On TLPs and stuff like that, if you're not 100, you're not going to have that great a time without a healer for the pet. Or kind of getting carried by that, so keep that in mind. So let's go ahead and let's see here. What can we do? Oh, see, there it's coming at us. But it's snared. So that's one of the things that, like, I got asked, you know, why I didn't make the Shaman S tier. And to me, snare plus all the other kit in this that the Necromancer has is what is S tier. Like the Shaman can do a lot of dots just like this, right? They have the same thing root. I think they get 2 of them actually. Maybe this is the Druid, but it's just not as powerful. Like I can literally take myself out of combat. I can stand up. I changed my hotkey. I can here, we'll do this. Watch this. That one's dead. Let's pull this one. Alright, let's send the pet on. This one. Right? So the pet's on there. Let's say something's going bad, right? I can root it. I can back the pet off, right? I guess the root broke. And I can feign the pet. And I can Death's Effigy. And there we go. Oh. Pain. Oh, now it's on the mercenary. Alright, so go and attack that. But you see what I mean, right? Like, I can evade myself out of combat. The mercenary could die in that situation. But, you know, it's not too bad. Not sure why the root didn't land, though. But we're running low on mana. Let's go ahead and just get a few more dots on there. And I go between clicking and hitting keys quite a bit. But the rotation's pretty simple, right? It's just all of them. I don't even think about it. I put them all in there. It just works. You could probably do less if you wanted to, but they don't last too long, right? I think the longest one is 1 minute and 30 seconds. There's another one, Wounds, that I'm not using that has the same... It's got a... it does very little damage building up, but when it wears off, it does more, and I'm not a fan of it, but it is what it is. There we go. We used all our mana efficiently, right? So there we go. But that is the heroic level 100 Necromancer. This is probably the best heroic character you could make for a solo play. It's my favorite class in the game for the most part. They are unstoppable solo machines, and it's fun. But yeah, there we go. If there's any questions or comments, please let me know. And thank you very much for watching, and have a fantastic day.